The following program is for mature audiences only. None of the information provided is intended to be medical or any other professional advice requiring licensing through any regulatory agency. It is for entertainment purposes only. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Amy Satori. I'm an intuitive spiritual counselor assisting in raising the vibration of our planet. I was born with extraordinary gifts, experienced enlightenment for 6 months years ago, speak light language, and channel a being called Celeste, who is an ambassador for a galactic council of 60. I am able to scan your energy field for emotional blockages and talk to or aid in the healing of your organs using Qigong energy healing. I can also help you make decisions, talk to your pets, deceased loved ones, and your friends and family's higher selves. I can help you navigate your relationships and answer pressing questions in your life by talking with the unseen world. I use these skills I've developed to translate the images, feelings, impressions, and messages I'm given while tuning into you and your situation. I work Thursday through Saturday as a psychic for the Lighthouse Bookstore downtown Boulder, Colorado, and conduct remote readings all over the world. You can order a private reading from my website at amysatori.com. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow me here on Podbean, Instagram, my 1111 Twin Flame Forum on Facebook, and YouTube. Set a reminder in your phone to call live on the show any Sunday, 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, or 8:30 Eastern, to ask me a question, receive a blessing, or have me do some energy work on you. So, my friends, without further ado, let's get to today's show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Satori Show. If you are not on my Instagram or are not watching my playlist here on YouTube, talks about life and other things such as that, then you're really missing out. On Instagram, there are things that I post there that I don't put anywhere else. So, and that's the first place I go to let you guys know about things. And if I forgot to mention something in a video, that's also where I go to add something else to it. So we are going to have a little talk about boundaries tonight, because I'm about to set one and see how it goes on this show tonight, which is, well, first let's talk about boundaries. Boundaries are just a way to love yourself. You know, too many people do what everybody else wants and just pretty much let everybody kind of run all over them. And you've got to have an equal balance of that in your life. Yes, you give to others, but you also need to receive as well. And there needs to be a nice, healthy flow. You need to know, like, if your heart starts to beat fast and you feel pressure to do something and you feel like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to anyway, that's somewhere you need to set a boundary. The other night, I was up at like 12:30 just checking my phone real quick for emergencies, because I do these, you know, I take care of people all over the world, and in the wee hours of the morning, sometimes somebody needs something or something like that, and I'm talking real emergencies. So every once in a while I check my phone, but I checked it like 12:30 the other night, just before I was about to go to bed. And I had already been trying to sleep, but I kind of woke up and checked one more time and then was going to fall back asleep, and someone said, you know, I'm kind of forgetful like you, and I think I might forget my appointment. Can we talk now? I looked at my phone and I was like, is this seriously happening? Did somebody just ask me to do like a 45-minute reading at 12:30 in the morning? And I was like, this is insane. Like, what is this person thinking? And then I said, no, you'll have to schedule an appointment like everybody else during a time when that's what I'm doing, is I'm doing readings. When I'm not doing readings, I'm either doing a lot of work on the sides, or I'm making videos, or I'm editing things. I mean, I work really hard. And then when I take my time off, I just want to play. You know, I just want to watch movies and do fun things and be out in nature, that kind of thing. So, I've learned boundaries really well in this business, because if you don't, and if you continue to be a people pleaser, you'll be in big trouble. You will be stressed out. You will be, your battery, you'll be running on nothing. So, and in this, giving this person the benefit of the doubt, I did look to see where she's located, and that 12:30 gal, and she's in Australia, so for her that's the morning. So I understand and I get it, but yeah. And people do have have emergency readings and stuff that they ask me to do, and I'm happy to do that, and I usually do it at a little higher price. Because it's an inconvenience, and I have to, usually squeeze them in for a really quick 20-minute reading at the Lighthouse when I'm there Thursday through Saturdays. And I can only, I try to only keep it to like one person maybe each of those days, because those are days that I really try to dedicate to people who walk in off the streets or are coming, traveling far and wide to come see me over at the Lighthouse. So I don't want to disrespect that there, and the Lighthouse takes their cut. So I really try not to do my readings for the amysatori.com website, except outside of there. So, what else is okay? The boundaries for tonight. Okay, so some of you are on hold already. You guys are probably not going to be very happy about this, but the boundary that I'm setting for tonight is, drum roll. No asking about spying on your twin flame. No asking about what he's doing right now and when he's coming around. That's it. Only boundary for tonight. You can ask anything else. You can ask about your health, your career. You can ask me about all the different guys that you're dating and ask me, to look into those guys for you. You can ask me to do a healing, a blessing, even a blessing for your twin flame. You can ask anything else. Anything else, except don't ask me to spy on him. You can get a personal reading for that if you want that. And don't ask me when he's coming. I'll tell you that in a personal reading too. But also I wanted to add that when I do the quick relationship spreads through WhatsApp, I have the full definition of all of my services at amysatori.com/services. So check that out. Please don't ask me, because it has every single little detail you need to know in there. Just go to there, and there's a quick relationship spread or a twin flame check-in. And those are not, you cannot ask questions with those. Those are just letting you know what he's thinking, what he's feeling, what he's planning to take action on, his overall space towards you, and then what's coming in the future. And with the twin flame check-in, I do a light language blessing, and the light language blessing either brings up past life stuff that was a blockage so that I can clear it for you guys, or it brings up it'll give you some kind of insights or information as to some dynamics that might be going on that you weren't that you didn't know about, that need fixing and tweaking. So yeah, those are very informational, but some people are like, can you tell me if he is my twin flame? I wouldn't give your power away like that to psychics, any psychic, because one will say yes, the other will say no, the other will say no, he's a total karmic. You don't want to get confused like that, so just go on your own intuition and go by all the signs and synchronicities and things like that. So, having said all of that, I'm going to take my first caller. We've got TD back tonight. Oh, by the way, I just want to say that TD has a new Instagram post featuring his lovely cat, Dash. And I think the name of it is Tabby Dash. If you guys want to join on there and check it out, it's hilarious. Like, Dash is like the funniest cat ever. He's always sent me like videos and pictures of it. And I was like, Dash needs his own Instagram. You guys like will really, really get a kick out of how funny he is. And so if you guys want to look that up on Instagram, he's entertaining if you like cats. Okay, so let's get to the first caller. Hello?
Hi, this is Dana. Am I supposed to say my name?
You can, or you can use a fake name, or you can say no name, or anything you want.
I don't care.
But you're famous now, so.
Oh.
Dana the superstar.
Who cares? Who cares? I could care less. I'm
Good.
so excited to talk to you because I talked to you recently, and because I find you so credible and you're so down to earth, and I love your setting boundaries. It made me nervous. So
like, oh God, what is she going to do?
So on the first one. So if I screw up, I'll set an example for everyone what not to do. So whoever's following. Just to give you a little background, I'll keep it real short. I'm really new to this twin flame journey. It's really a little bit over a year, and I have never met the guy. But we have been very, very intense. He treats me, calls me his wife. He has intentions. He says these beautiful things, and he sings songs to me, sends music. It's very consistent. And but he has ghosted me, and I just recently, like in February, stumbled upon this twin flame concept. So I've been watching these YouTube readers, so I'm learning more and more about it. And so my journey is probably not as long as some of the others that I've been listening to, like they're 2 years and 5 years and 10 years, which is incredible because I feel very, very impatient. So I can imagine how remarkable these women are because I feel like I'm done. But I've hung in here longer than I thought because it was only supposed to be 6 weeks. He was going out of the country. He's still out of the country. He's yet to come back. Now, I got to tell you the truth. I really thought maybe he was a romance scammer. I really did. But he's
a romance scammer?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't trust people very well. And it's terrible of me. But
you have a twin flame who you've never met. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
It is. And we usually talk twice a day. We're texting every day, and then we'll go through periods where it's a very convoluted story. He was supposed to have been home last year, and it's been extended. So what I was calling was I've gotten over fears. I've learned about how he's triggered me, and I've learned that one of the lessons that I'm learning right now is patience and trust. And trust is very hard for me. Patience is doubly hard for me. I'll probably be doing that till the day I die. But my question to you is, I don't know if you can read his energy. I don't know if that's considered spying. Whether he is sincere. Everyone says they feel like he is, and I keep this to myself because I'm afraid people are saying, Danny, you've lost your mind. Right. And I'm a very practical person, and I would be really hard on them if they were going through what I'm going through. So it's highly unusual. But we're very excited about each other. So
cool. Okay, so I think what you're talking about is catfishing. That means like you guys may have been maybe talking online or texting or something like that back and forth, and you're actually talking to a person, but you've never met them to see if they're actually the person that you're talking to.
Yeah.
Now, like they could be.
Yeah, we've Skyped and sent pictures to each other, but we don't Skype
You've done
very
what?
much.
Oh, you have
Skyped each other. I actually have seen him. I was going to say something really racist, but I'm not going to say it. I've seen him, and but I'm just curious, is because I've come so far and I'm hanging here this long, that I'm wondering how you're reading this energy.
Okay. What I'll do is just ask Spirit to tell me anything that they need you to know in terms of his level of sincerity.
Okay.
In other words, I'm going to ask you, like, is he a catfish?
You can ask Amy. I trust you, and I don't even know you or never met you or never seen you except on YouTube. He could be catfishing me. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I get a no on that. I don't think he's a catfish, so I think you're okay. I want to feel into him for a minute and just tell you a little bit about him. He's real worried about money. He's trying to figure out, like, he's looking for the big ticket. Like, he's looking to win the lottery almost. Like, he's really looking for something major that's going to, like, set you guys up. He definitely feels like he sincerely cares about you very much, but he would like to. He's insecure as well. I think he's insecure even about his body. That's interesting. That's usually the feminine, but it feels like he's just got some insecurities about meeting you in person. He feels like you'll be disappointed somehow. Oh. So if you can just. I would definitely encourage him to meet in person. It's so different. Okay, so I liked this guy for a while, and we like texted forever, 24/7. It was just so fun, and it was through that whole ordeal that I just went through a couple months ago. And he was so sweet, supportive, and everything. And then we went out, And I was like, he was not the person I was texting. He wasn't even anywhere near the person that I was texting.
Well, we talk.
I mean, it was shocking.
We talk on the
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I talked to this guy on the phone. I texted him.
Okay.
And when we met in person, he was a totally different personality. I mean, I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it. Nothing like he was on the phone or text. So you got to meet the person in person.
Well, I'm waiting. He says he's going to come home this Friday, but it's been a series. I'm coming home, and then it's been about money issues, and he's been stuck. He's supposed to be over in Lebanon, and he started in Syria, and then he's in Lebanon, and so.
Well, I think, if I were you, I would quit wasting my time in a way, and I would just say, look, until I'm able to meet you in person, I really don't want to talk anymore. We have to cut this off completely, because honestly, if he is a twin flame, he's not going anywhere anyway.
Right.
And he would normally be ghosting you. And I think the reason he might not be ghosting you is you guys are so far apart. Sometimes distance helps not make such a big dramatic separation thing happen. So, and it also depends on their level of maturity. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So definitely,
he was injured.
That's that boundary, because you don't want to waste your time and be doing all of this when you really don't know what he's about,
Well, I agree with that, because that's my struggle. That's my mental struggle. But he was in an accident, so he said. So he's not happy with. He's got a broken leg and he's got a left arm or something, and he's been in the hospital back and forth. That's gotten him stuck where he couldn't fly for a while. He was unstable, and I know how sympathetic and empathetic I am, so I was trying to balance that.
Boundaries, yeah. So, you do whatever you want, but if I were in your shoes, I would push him. I would just be like, I don't know what we're doing. We can't be doing this. We got to meet in person.
Okay. Yeah, I always told him that when he gets here, because I've broken up with him like 8 times. But because I come to my senses, and then I get like sympathetic to him, and then I go back. So I've been waffling back and forth. And even the reading that I had with you were really positive about him.
Yeah.
So you did a really quick one, and
but I'm not okay. So don't confuse what I'm saying here. I'm not saying he's not perfect for you. I'm saying you have to set a boundary and tell him you're not going to continue to talk to him and give him rewards in a way until you guys meet. Like, set a strong boundary about that. It's very important you guys meet.
Okay. Well, I agree with that, because I've always told him, too, I said, we're going to start from ground zero. There's nothing guaranteed until we meet. I've always said that. And I said, because it could fall apart immediately. My common sense already knows that. But I was just worried that if I'm not trusting myself, because I've been, I was married for a long time, and then I've been divorced for 10 years, and all of a sudden I met this guy, and I immediately had an attraction to someone I didn't even see, and I thought, how is that possible? So that I think that sort of intrigued me, that we were so intense. So yeah. But that's good advice. I just didn't know. I just trusted your common sense, because you seem to just zone right in, and whether they're good or bad, or if I'm, being scammed or catfished, or. But I keep it to myself, because it's crazy. It's a crazy relationship, and he's a
good guy. He's just really insecure right now about certain things. So he's got to get over that in order for you guys to be able to, stabilize. And if you feel like going ahead and keeping on talking to him like that, that's fine. But at some point, you're going to know when, like, man, I'm spending so many hours talking to you and everything. And I can't even tell you, like years ago, I even online dated a guy and talked to him also, like 24/7 all the time. And then he flew me out to Long Beach area. He owned the Newport Beach Tennis Club. And
you're a risk-taker, aren't you?
You bet I am. You bet I am. So I went out there, and he put me up in this really nice hotel, and I told him, well, you're not getting sex for that. You know that, right? I just want to be really clear. And he was like, all right. And so I said, okay. So I go out there. We take a look at each other. We're like, no. And we've been talking to each other for months. Yeah, we
Oh
really
my
had feelings for each other, and
God.
it was like we just thought it was awesome. But it was like both of us, just one look at each other, we were like, hell no.
You took,
And
what did you do? Did you turn
but
around and
well,
fly right back home?
no, I was real friendly with it. He gave me the keys to his convertible Mercedes and said, "Have fun all weekend." And I was like, "Thank you." Had a place to stay, nice hotel, and we did a few things
Well,
together in a friendly
well,
way.
Amy,
And
did you use you? But since you can read energy, is that what gives you a little safety, where you feel like you trust yourself and your instincts, your intuition? Is that what propelled you forward to take such a big risk to fly to someone you hadn't met? Do you think that's what you did? I mean, we don't always have that kind of. You know what I'm saying? I would be going, what? I'm already tilting my head, going, huh?
when people say that, I just laugh. I'm like,
you already.
risk? What are you talking risk? Like I could beat a guy up. Are you kidding me? Like
No, I know you could. I know I'm like that too. I
no,
could take you down.
I've taken self-defense. I do have good intuition. I did get myself in another situation that was really crazy. Another guy flew me out there, and and we went out looking. It was so crazy because I got out there, and it was the same. It was around the same area. Totally different guy. A while later, and he was like, we went to the yacht club and we had breakfast and we went looking on mansions on the hill, and he was like, "You're going to be my wife and we're going to have this beautiful $3 million home, and we're going to be," and he was showing me all over like the Laguna Hills, and I was just like looking over at him like, "Are you crazy? Like, you don't even know me." We went to dinner and he was talking about me being his wife and stuff. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, no way." And I started getting really nervous around him. And then at some point I just said, "You need to take me to the airport." And he was like, and I was like, you can say goodbye to me in the airport, And then as soon as we got slow, like around the area where there were people milling around and whatnot, and he kind of got slow, like stopped behind some traffic, I just jumped out and I said, "Open the trunk."
Your instinct served you well. I swear to God.
Yeah, I know. And he was like, "What do you mean? I was gonna bring you in there." And I was like, "Open the trunk." And so I disappeared on him. And he never saw me again.
Well,
it was a little
crazy.
But it's fun. You got to take risks in life, It was fun too.
I think I am a risk taker. But let me tell you, next time you make that decision, you need to call me and go, "Dana, I'm about to do it again."
You got to listen to your gut. You really do have to listen to your gut. That's for sure.
You do. I do have one last question before I let you go, because I feel like we could be friends. Let me tell you this. But I'm on this spiritual journey. I've been having some things happening to me spiritually. Because do you see me having any kind of, I don't want to, psychic ability, or are you able to tell if someone leans that way or not? Because I'm starting to have some indications. Yeah. I've been told that before, but I don't believe it because I don't believe anything anybody.
Okay, all right. So if you first started listening to my podcast, I had this producer that was on the show with me. His name is Kevin. And he used to just razz me. He's like, "I knew her for 20 years and she wouldn't believe in herself and that she had something special."
Wow.
So,
my God.
Yeah, I believe all of us are intuitive.
I do too.
And it's a matter of how and if you want to cultivate it. I cultivated this over apparently 20 years, according to Kevin. And I've always been curious about it. I always watch ghost shows and stuff like that, So when you are meant to do something, the universe will continue to encourage you in certain ways. And those are the ways you'll develop. I went toward the light. I know about darkness, but I am all about the light and love and unconditional love and acceptance and all of that stuff. Other people go another way, and they start, and I do clearings on homes, and I work with evil spirit. You got to know the dark in order to be really good in the light. In order to be super effective, you kind of have to know your opponent. But So you're always like, I was taking the course of Qigong and healing and all this other stuff that took me on my path, but everybody's different. Other people like, well, and I was a pet communicator first before I was a psychic. So,
Okay.
we all take our own path, but just continue to go where you're led. And I feel like you're at about 55% capacity in terms of your intuition right now, but I feel like you
That's
could
what I was
definitely get.
told too. That's what I was
Really?
told too. Oh my God, a little bit more than that, because I'm actually hearing voices, and actually I can I do a lot of weird stuff that I didn't know was anything. I didn't. I do a lot of stuff but I don't trust it. But I'm actually see things, and I actually hear things, and I don't. I'm just too busy. I'm slowing down and taking this time. This is the first time. I'm a nurse, and I am now a legal nurse. I have my own business, and it's allowed me to slow down. And I am taking this time to grieve over the loss of my son. And since I'm slowing down, all of a sudden I'm waking up, and I'm grieving, and I'm paying attention. I think I worked myself so hard so I could push away
I think
the
that
grieving
also.
stuff.
Okay, so I think our real authentic selves are that we are intuitive beings. When we're one with God's source energy and we're present in the moment, we're just knowingness. It's just knowingness, and it's really being tapped into that subconscious realm where we can see and hear and all these other all these other things. But I think that all of us are evolving. Those of us who are light workers and really striving to do good in this world are really going to be expanding and it's going to turn into like everybody on the new earth is going to be telepathic, and that's how we'll communicate. So
I feel like I'm telepathic with this guy. We communicate on a real high level.
Awesome.
And that's what keeps me plugged in a little bit,
Yeah.
And I put my common sense on the back burner, and I'll go, God, how do we do that? We call exactly when we need to. When I need him and when he needs me. It's just like right in tune. It's pretty interesting. So, but listen, I'll let you go. I know you got people just dying to talk to you, but I've enjoyed this conversation so much.
Me too.
I'll take your advice and just sit back. And I sort of knew the answer, like you said. The answers already. But I just wanted to see you, because you tend to put your answers right out there. You're so authentic, and I love it. So I love your show too. So nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.
All right, thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Elena.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I just enjoy your show so much, and I just wanted to let you know I am going to try to come out to the Lighthouse to see you. I was looking it up today on my map apps, and it's about 15 hours away, so that'll be a vacation point. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
But, yeah. I'm seriously thinking about it. I really want to do it. And I just have a couple questions. I did hear your guidelines, so just like the previous caller, they made me kind of nervous, and I'll be really careful. I had a couple of questions. One was, a couple are not too serious, and one is I had some really gut punches to my energy over the past 4 days, like some tower moments, and I've been dealing with trying to clear a lot of betrayal energy and stuff like that. And I think I'm in a fairly decent place right at the moment, but I cried, which I haven't done in about 6 months, and it was tough. But it wasn't anything to do with my twin or anything. Well, part of it that was one of the issues that came up, but someone told me, and I was like, what, whatever. So, but then it made me kind of unsure and whatnot. So, the questions are, I'm going to a wedding this coming weekend, and I've been feeling the past few weeks like I might meet somebody of significance while on this trip. I'm taking a client out there. She's disabled, and she can't drive, so I'm driving her to her daughter's wedding on the Oregon coast. And
that's very sweet of you.
Thank you. And then I love her to death, and I want to help her all that I can. And then I've been having excessive hair shedding off and on for I don't know, like a decade, and I know a lot of it was stress and so forth, but I got it mostly under control. I kept hearing little things from my guides, they would give me little hints as to what I was missing or what I needed to do, and then, I've been, manifesting it back in as well, saying, my hair's abundant, my hair is beautiful, my hair, and just things like that. And it worked for about 6 months, but I was taking extra iron. I was doing all these little things, and then it just started to really, the last 3 months, it started to really shed again. And I haven't been overly stressed. I've been a little obsessive about the twin flame thing, and I'm working on that. I'm working on just moving forward, and whatever's going to be will be, and, whatever. I'm trying not to be stagnant. So there's those two things. And then today, on a whim, because of this power moment, something that someone had said to me about the twins, I just, on a whim, I texted him. And I texted a number that I believed I had been blocked from for quite some time by him. And or maybe he was just ignoring me, he ghosted me, whatever. But after a couple hours, I was watching a movie. I didn't even expect an answer back, and I got an answer. And it was, all I had sent him was, hey, and I got a what's up. And then I was just like, oh, everything and nothing. I just was wondering how you've been. And then I got a who's this? And I'm not even sure. Yeah, right? So I was like, all righty then. So I sent him a GIF. I sent him a GIF of Michael. Yeah, right? I sent him a GIF of Michael from The Office kind of raising his glass and giving a winky face, like, hey, you too, kind of thing. And nothing back. But I don't know if it was him or if I was blocked, if it's someone else has that number now, or if it was someone else that maybe had his phone, like, I don't know. And I'm just curious, because it'll, whatever your answer is, I know you'll be a straight shooter, and I'm not trying to delve into his energy. I'm wondering if it was actually him, and if there's anything you want to tell me.
Unfortunately, yes, it was him.
Okay.
And he felt really embarrassed. And I think he knew that it was you.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think he just didn't know what to say or whatever. Yeah. Okay. He may have been kind of teasing too. I don't know. My twin flame, when we were playing around at the bottom of the stairs one time, and we had just taken a picture, and I was like, send it to me. And he says, oh, I don't know. Let me see if you're still in my phone. And then he smirked. I just smacked him. Right.
So, it could have been, I don't know. It kind of feels like.
When he said, who's this, I sent him question mark, and then who's this, or you first, or something like that. I sent him something right after that, but then there was no answer. So then I sent him the Michael GIF an hour later. The Office, which was kind of a joke, but was also kind of like, okay, whatever, have a good day. It's not going to bother me. Because my intuition, I felt like it was him, and it was kind of like, okay, whatever. It just sucks because that's the only
mature.
Huh? I'm sorry.
It just feels immature. Like you caught him off guard with the hey, and so I don't know. I just feel like I don't know.
Right.
It was if I were you, I just wouldn't contact him again for a very, very, very long time and see what he does.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to. I figured, if he's got because I had texted that number. Okay, he's definitely a runner. I had texted that, and I have two phones. I have a business phone too for my energy healing stuff, and I had texted him from that phone about 6 months ago. And I got this answer of oh, wait, who are you looking for? And it was I'm looking for, and I said his name. And I said, this is, and I said my name. And then, the next day, I got a text back, I got this number a few months ago, and this is Dave. And I knew intuitively he was full of crap and that it was him, right? And I was just like, oh, okay, whatever, no worries, I won't bother you. But it's all right. So
the games they play.
Right. Right. So I'm just at this point where I'm moving forward.
Good.
And I'm going to, when I get off, I'm going to probably go to your website and do like a reading thing on it, because I do want a little more information about it, like if there's even like what he's even, whatever. I know you can't ask questions, you'll just tell me whatever, because I'm just so frustrated at this point. Like, it's just, I feel like
you just have to get to a point where you don't care anymore. You just got to throw it out. You just got to be like, treat it like, I don't know if you watched did I talk about this in the video last night? I don't know. I think one of the recent videos I said this, but like, in my talks about life, I just act like he's not going to come for a year or two from now.
Yeah.
Part of the anxiety comes from, it's funny, but part of the anxiety comes from us thinking that they're coming any minute. And then they don't. And then they don't. And this is by the way, leading into your hair, because it feels like your hair was telling me that first it said stress, just right about the time when you said stress, or just before, and then it also was saying lack. When you were started to feel lack, like if only I could have this, then I would be happy. If only he would call, if only he would show up, if only he would, and that's a really codependent energy. And when we've been in that codependent energy for a long time, you're going to continue to be that way in the relationship as well. Always expecting, if only he would act like that, if only he would call me more often, if only he would text me more often. It's this constant, unquenchable thirst that he has to then, like, there's no way that he can possibly make you happy. So it's really important that we stand in our power now during the separation phase, and we say, we don't need him. He would be the whipped cream and cherry on top, but we don't need him. It's okay. I'm not going to be in a place of lack because he's not here. I'm going to concentrate on building my career and doing awesome things and filling my time with what I'm excited about, and I'm not going to waste any time being sad or frustrated or anxious about it. I just am going to put it out there like he's coming whenever he comes in the next year or two. And don't hold off on your plans. Don't hold off on your plans for this person either.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to anymore. Like I have done that for. I was in a place where I was recently divorced, so I'm in a place where the last year I kind of was like, I kind of looked at it like I was kind of waiting, but then on one hand I also looked at it like I needed to do a lot more inner healing within myself before I, even really got into a relationship. And so now I'm just kind of like, okay, I am back to taking care of self. I'm eating healthier. Like, all of this has just kind of been this week. And then I got gut punched with a few other things that had to do with my kids and stuff, and my ex-husband. I won't go into all that, but it's just been kind of a frustrating week. And but I did. Go ahead.
Well, let me see if there's a message from Spirit for you. Also, I want to talk to your hair again, too, because I think there was more of a message there. Hang on.
Okay.
They're saying,
hair falls out in gobs when I wash it. Like, it cannot fall out all week, and then I'll wash it, and it just comes out in handfuls. That's another thing that goes on. And I'm like, why?
All right, hang on. You got to be quiet for a minute so I can get all the subtle things.
Okay.
One of the things that they want you to know is that you're purging a bunch of stuff this week, and I know purging is thrown out there like all the time, and it's like, what the hell is purging? Like, it's such a frustrating thing sometimes.
I know who it is. Yeah.
It's basically purging to me is just like things are being brought. It's like you're about to be handed an incredible opportunity, believe it or not. You're about to have a miracle manifest in your life. And before that happens, it's like the one way to look at it is it's like God with free will, God like offers you every opportunity on this platter. Like he brings you dessert, right? And he's like, do you want key lime pie? Do you want coconut cream pie? Do you some creme brulee? What do you want? And he offers you all these desserts, and like half of them are what you've already experienced and don't want anymore, and some of them are new that you've never even seen. So it's your choice whether to choose how you react to, if you had a bad experience with cheesecake and you see cheesecake on there, you might freak out and have heart palpitations. Oh God, not cheesecake again, But if you want it, God's like, you can have it. You can have what you've had before if you want to go do that again. But hopefully you've grown wiser. But the universe is still going to offer the same stuff up for you to pick and choose, and then you're able to look at it and respond to it differently. And do it with wisdom and say, let's take a look at, I don't think I prefer cheesecake anymore. I think I want some cherry pie. So it's like, that's all it is you're being given all these different situations to look at them differently, to respond differently, and to like essentially be proud of yourself as you move through it more gracefully in life. And you're not attaching to it and trying to go down that rabbit hole of, doom and gloom and my world's falling apart. And it's like you're given these little things to kind of slough off and get rid of once and for all. I don't want this in my life anymore. I'm not even going to give it any energy anymore. And then you pass this test, everything settles down, and then something incredible comes to your door. That's what it feels like it's coming through for you.
Is it like a relationship incredible or something to do with my business? Or, can you tell?
Well, yeah, both? I'm seeing, they're showing me that Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles could be a career opportunity. It could be being given money. It could be a relationship. So I think they want it to be a surprise. But it's going to be substantial, and it's going to delight you is the word I get, delight.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
Good thing. They're also trying to tell you that, don't worry when you're getting stuck in a time of negativity. Just know also there's a battle of good and evil going on.
Oh,
and sometimes the evil is, the evil is trying just as hard to win you as the good side. And right now, at this time on the planet, the evil is going to be really, really working hard because of these miracles that are about to erupt. Especially twin flames or true love couples that are coming together that are going to make a profound impact. They're really getting attacked, and they're really it's like they know something incredible is about to happen. So they're like, let's make one last ditch attempt to make the karmic grab for anything, let's get her pregnant. Let's, suck him into to whatever drama. And so it's like, that's part of why it's been a little difficult for some of these masculines to leave the karmic, is because the evil side is like trying very, very hard to keep him with the karmic so he doesn't go into his power with you and make a huge difference in this world. So
that's what I've been feeling about the guy texting today.
Okay, so just do your best to listen to some awesome music, dance around. I love listening to trap music. I love trap. So I listen to it in my car. I listen to it like anywhere I go. I when I have a chance to be alone, I dance to it, whatever. And so do things like that make you happy. Or I'll put on like funny cat videos. That's another one of my favorite things to do to make myself laugh. Or
there's some really good ones.
Or I'll catch myself going down something and I'll stop immediately before even entertaining. Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj once said, don't be so lazy as to think. And it's like, be that self-aware that we realize we're going down we're telling ourselves negative stories. Stop it and affirm to yourself, I am so completely loved and supported in all ways and always. And just turn it around immediately and do something fun.
That's a good one. My normal mantra is like, everything is always working out for me. Everything in every way is always working out for me. And I am loved, and I am worthy, and I'm worthy of unconditional love. And whether or not it's this person that I think it is or someone else, I know that the universe is bringing me the perfect person, and I'm willing to accept it. Like I do that. I really do that, and I try to catch my thoughts. It's just been the last few days have just been
Yeah. Well, just remember too, it's like the hardest part about affirmations is like sometimes when we're not used to them and we really don't totally believe those things, then a part of us is like, this is bullshit. I'm not going to tell myself that when I'm feeling like crap right now and I'm like so mad. So either if you are feeling that mad and you're really truly feeling like everything is just bullshit, let yourself go down and go down hard and just be like, go in your bathtub and bawl your eyes out. I love baths. Put some Epsom salt bath, essential oils, like make it all nice in there, bubble bath if you want, and just be or go for a drive and scream, or go throw eggs at a tree in the middle of the woods, or go for a strong hike and get it out. But then pop back, and then when you do the affirmation, you got to feel wholeheartedly into it. Really believe it and really feel it.
I feel like there's somebody out there that might need to hear this, so I'll try to make it really quick. I know exactly what you're saying. I really do. I went to a thing earlier this year where I was going to lose my house. I'm in a rental. I'm in a lease, and it's a really nice house, and we're right by the river, and my kids live here with me, and we've managed to keep it and all come together and, and everything since my divorce. And we were going to lose it, and I spoke to the management company, and they were like, no, the owner just, blah, blah, all this stuff. And so there seemed to be like no way that we weren't going to lose it. And we had 30 days to find a place. And so I just really, I cried about it for one day. And then I just, I started just being super appreciative, and I just started going, I'm going to enjoy every last minute that I have in this house and this neighborhood. Like when I drive to the neighborhood to come home or to go to work, or when I'd go walking with my dogs, I love this neighborhood. I love this tree. It's beautiful. I love this bush. And I meant it. And then within like a week, the management company called me, and they were willing to hear what I had to say. And it turned out, I won't go into all the details, but it turned out the previous management company had lied about us and said that we weren't paying our rent on time, which we were, and had actually been embezzling money from us and from the owners.
Whoa.
And so, yeah, it was like this huge miracle. And so we were able to get the house because I was able to prove by my bank records that we'd always paid on time. And because what the previous company had did was they raised our rent like $100, and then they told the owner that we were paying 30 days late and sending her manifest showing that, and then they were taking like $100 extra in late fees or some crap. I don't know how they worked it, but it was total BS, right? And I had no clue. Wow. And isn't that crazy? But we ended up keeping the house, and I totally believe it's because I didn't freak out. I didn't go postal. I allowed myself to like feel it and then go, well, it'll be okay. Everything will work out the way it's supposed to. And I love my neighborhood. I love this house, and I'm grateful for all the time we've had here. And then boom, I was able to keep my house. So I mean, I get what you're saying. I really do. And I've really been working on all that stuff. It's just kind of hard. So am I going to meet anybody significant at this wedding or my energy conference in 2 weeks?
Oh, definitely. But let's address your hair one last time, and then I got to go because I got a lot more callers. So your hair, I feel like if you can get out of the lack mentality, and if you get back to being in the moment, and if you can keep a firm, I would watch that the Netflix movie Heal, Heal.
Okay.
And talk to your hair and talk to it in the same way that you did before, and just be like, you are so beautiful and strong and flexible. And I just love how you love to be on showcase. Like you love to show off and be seen, and you're so shiny, and you're so however you want your hair to be. Silky, smooth, soft, luxurious. And love running my fingers through you, and just be imagining it and being like, oh, I love brushing my brush through this beautiful hair, and just talk to your hair again and encourage it, because when you start feeling lack is when it remembers how things were, and you can tell it too. Even things like that have happened to your body before, it'll remember that. So it's like your body is almost like a little kid, and you might have to explain to your head, like, we don't have to lose the hair anymore. Like, talk to your scalp. We hold on to hair now. We're not going to let it go anymore. That was something that we went through. And now what we do is we hold on to the hair, and show it what you mean, and like let it see what normal hair looks like, and be like, see, this is what we're getting to. This is what we're coming to. Talk to your body, talk to your scalp, talk to your hair, encourage it, have a good talk with it like you would a little 5-year-old who's confused and thinks you're going to go back to losing the hair. No, we're not,
Okay.
like that. And you're going to meet a new guy, but I gotta go to these other callers. He's going to be great. Okay. He's going to be awesome. He's going to have a great sense of humor. He'll want a boogie. He will. He's gonna make you crack up, and he's going to twirl you around on that dance floor, and you're just going to have a really great time. So have fun.
Thank you.
Weddings can be so fun. Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, all right. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye. You too. Bye. Okay. Lindsay.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Hi.
How are you? I was just texting.
You are so awesome.
My DM.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Were you really? Oh, that's funny. So many times when I do readings with people, they're like, oh my God, he just texted me.
Yes, we were just talking about business is a little slow this week because I think everyone's on vacation. But that's what we were just chatting about.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for all your comments and posts on Instagram.
You are so very welcome.
And I love that you share your story with me as things evolve.
Yes.
It's awesome. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
So what's the latest?
What is the latest? I know we did a little check-in last night. I had no idea I'd be off tonight, and I have been planning on this for months. I'm like, one of these days, I'm going to get off in time to call. So the latest is, we parted ways in February. Then in April, I spoke to you, and you're like, oh, you're going to see him. And we ran into each other in a crowd of 100,000, 3 hours away from each other.
Whoa.
And then, yes. And then you said it wouldn't pick up for a month, and we didn't talk for a month from then. And I think he had reached out because he saw something had happened to me online, and he was being super supportive and checking in. And then I saw something happen to him like 2 weeks later, so I checked in with him. And then a few weeks ago, he was like, can we get together for old time's sake? And that was this past week.
Yay.
I know.
Okay.
So we hung out for a couple of hours and reminisced and flirted super hard. I know that there's still, one of those karmics is still hanging on for dear life. And, he's not officially in anything, and he hasn't been, thank goodness.
Okay.
So I think that's the current. I think also, I just reached out to him because I was off early today, and I wanted to see if he wanted to get a beer, but sometimes he works up here, sometimes he doesn't.
Okay.
And he lives over an hour away. So, but he's down there, so.
Oh, okay.
It was a lot for me to reach out just an hour or two ago because I think we talked about this before too. I don't want to chase. I don't want to put too much out there, and I would rather it the other way, but also how much is encouragement and how much is me being too forward,
Yeah. Well, it's always nice I think it's always nice to just keep the door ajar. Whatever that means to you. Like, if you feel that he would be scared to approach you because of something you really let him have it the last time you talked to him, you could just check in and be like, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I hope things are going okay for you, or something supportive and something kind,
Yes.
Let him know, that you think about him or whatever,
So on Tuesday, so he came over on Saturday. On Tuesday, I wrote to him, I just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for being so nurturing this last year to me, that I'm so thankful you're in my life, and something along those lines, Yeah, I'm super grateful. And he wrote back, he said, feel like I've been a distant friend to you, and I honestly don't feel like I deserve this text.
Oh, so many of them feel that way.
I know.
Aww. They don't know how special they are.
I know, and it crushes me every time, because I know he feels that way, and it's so hard. And I just, and he said, I'm so glad we're back together, taking care of each other emotionally and physically. And, I just said back, he was distant physically, but not spiritually and emotionally, and that I know that we were both on each other's minds, and the separation was good for us to reevaluate and think about things, and that if he really wanted to, he could make it up to me.
Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. You guys, this is such a great example right here. The way that you've played this is perfect. That's so perfect. The door is totally wide open, and you're in there lounging around by a fire, and you got some cute little movie going, and he's in the other room kind of peeking through. That looks pretty inviting in there.
Good.
I think I might want to just go tackle her. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Good job. Anything else?
Maybe, do they have any advice for me on what to do, or maybe a light language? I have no idea. Whatever. I just figured.
Yeah. I'll do a blessing. Okay. I'll do a blessing, and we'll see what they say during the blessing. Hang on. Hai mo kon salakeshan sela hela he no omokoi asisintin sana pokomo gitsa alishi se momoy alakiditin so no mait alakiditin alahe mo mokai ashikitin se momoy alaladikisa hasisino omokai isanena. Okay, so we talked about something about how his like karmic is only hanging on by a thread, just barely. She's like he's trying to come up with a way that like appeases her and kind of so he can kind of like slip away from her, and then he's going to come after you with a vengeance, a good kind of vengeance. So he just wants to make sure that she's not going to retaliate or come after you or anything like that. It's kind of like he's going to do his best to slip out the door in such a way that doesn't raise any red flags or cause her to do any damage. That's what it feels like. Oh, I checked in, didn't I? Well, that's what they told me, so I'm all right with sharing it. And I'm not going to tell you when he's coming. You're just going to have to wait and see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wanted to mention this real quick too, because I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the show. I'm going to be talking about some extraordinary twin flame stories in my book. So if any of you listening happen to have an extraordinary, like paranormal almost, type of experience that's super duper special with your twin flame, email me about 1,500 words, a 1,500 word summary as to what's going on. And as part of what I'm going to be doing, I might start following you and your twin flame journey and writing about it. And as it evolves, who knows what that can become. So kind of exciting. If you want to be a part of that, just write me at amysforreal@gmail.com, and that's the number 4 in the middle, amysforreal@gmail. Okay, I'm done.
Great. I'll send an email.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, you guys have an awesome story.
Yes. My friends are like, this is freaky. I'm like, I know.
So I guess that's all they wanted to tell you for now is that. Okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. She was starting to cut out there for a minute. Hello?
Hi, Amy. It's Amy.
Amy! Hi.
Can you hear me? Good.
Yeah.
I mean, hi. Yeah. So every time I listen to all these callers before me, I'm like, oh, my head starts spinning about this, and then my head starts spinning about this. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I don't even know what I'm going to talk to her about because now I have like 50,000 things to talk to her about. I thought, okay, I've got to write down your email address because my journey started 12 years ago, and I heard voices. So way before that, like driving down the road when my kids were toddlers, saying, he wears a sports hat, and I'm like, what? What? And that was like 20 years ago. So, yeah, all right, too. But anyway, do you want me to kind of give you an update when we're in, or just get right in with my question that's not twin flame related? Because you're kind of running late. I don't want to eat up all your time, is what I'm saying.
If you feel like the update would be really good for everybody to hear, then definitely start with that, and then we'll go to the other one.
Okay, so one thing I want to say is thank you, because when you said, it was one of those aha moments, when you said, as girls, we got told when we were little, this is one of your YouTube things, be respectful and da-da-da-da-da, and get respect back. But I don't think these divine masculines got that lesson. They just seem like they give respect to these karmics, and they don't get it back, and it's like they don't know they're supposed to be getting it back. So that was such a lovely message.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you.
I wish I could broadcast that.
I know. That actually came from, I get inspired sometimes when I'm sitting with people doing readings, and that was from a real reading with a masculine who felt, he actually told me, well, I have to treat women this way. I have to respect them. My mother taught me to respect women. And I said, honey, this is not right.
No.
It's not, it shouldn't be a one-way street where you give everything and she just takes it all. That's not right. That's
my
imbalance.
guy too. He was like giving her little candies and helping her with her work. And I'm like, what has she ever done? And not fresh. What has she ever done for you? Well, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, in the
there's an imbalance
life,
there.
Yeah.
Well, that's where a lot of these divine masculines have to learn how to love themselves, and they have to value their own time and learn to have boundaries and all of that. And a lot of us used to be masculines. Honestly, it's like in the past, and we've had to go through those similar lessons where we, I didn't have strong boundaries a long time ago. I had one woman so aggravated with me because I just wouldn't get it that she cried. She said, "Why don't you get it?" And I thought, I just wouldn't, because you have to have these epiphanies and you have to grow through experience, and you can't rush that process. I mean, now it's like I'm a boundary badass, but it took a long time and a lot of practice and a lot of bumps and bruises to start waking up to my value, my worth, and treating myself with respect like that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes practice.
I don't know. It does. I was in the 20-year emotionally abusive marriage, and I just sent you the thing where, my girlfriend's husband was a minister, and she said, God wouldn't want you being treated like this. And I'm like, oh, you're right.
After 20 years. And then your other friends probably like, I told you a million times, why did you listen to that one? It just happens, you guys, Don't be mad if somebody else is the one to pick your friend up either. It happens when it happens, and who it's supposed to happen through. That's all.
Yeah. Well, and that's when I was waiting to talk, I thought, really, if there was a poster for union in slow motion, I think I would be on it. But I'm okay with it, because it's like once you get past that hurdle of, the girl you just spoke with the anxiety of, is he going to, I was there, is he going to call? And when he does, everything's going to be better. And it's like, no, once you get to that place where my life is good, whether you're here or not. In fact, he was really surprised because he said to me one time, you don't need me. And I'm like, well, no, I want you, but I don't need you. He's like, and it was like he couldn't process that. Like, you don't need me? Like, I think I should be needed. No, you need to be wanted. But not needed. Anyway, so, yeah.
Well, needed also.
Slow motion is good. It's good for me. It's good for him. I think last week he had this other karmic trying to come in, and I think it was, I always just sat back and let it all happen. And finally I said to him, like his friend, I have all kinds of red flags going up about this woman. And I just need to share that with you. You take it, do with it what you want. And he let me. You know, we have this open dialogue. I was able to say everything I wanted to say. And then they were supposed to go look at cars or something. And afterwards he said, that was really weird. Like, I just felt I changed the direction because I did what I needed to do. For me, not for him. Not for the end result of him not being with her, of just the whole journey, the whole I need to get me where I need to be too.
Cool. Now I wanted to mention also the word, if the masculines that are watching this, think about, like, if that karmic is saying, I need you, the word need, turn that into, I want to use you.
Exactly.
How is it that you are, that she needs you? Ask her, how do you need me? Well, I wouldn't be able to pay my rent without you. Or then you're like, then why don't you say it like it is? You are using me for my money. Or you could say, or if you're like, what do you need me for? Oh, I just need you to be close to me. Okay, go get a dog. Go get a good friend. Go make a good friend. Go be a good friend so that you can make a good friend. You know, like whatever needing isn't necessarily needing to come from you. It can come from anywhere. And that woman needs to learn how to stand on her own 2 feet and provide her needs for herself. And not, in that way, if you decide to give to her, then that's a blessing and a gift. And you guys can give to each other from a place of power. I have, so I give. I have all of this. Would you like some? You know? And that's it's just a much healthier feel. And those that are so insecure that they need to be needed, it's just like maybe they should take a look at themselves and what they have to offer, and that maybe just their presence and maybe just even their silence and them just sitting next to you is enough. Maybe they don't need to do a damn thing, but just talk to you sometimes, and for you to be able to hear their beautiful voice and just hang out. You know, their value doesn't have to be something they've earned or all the money that they have or any of that. It can just be support, like that last caller, or like Lindsay. You know, can we just support each other and be there for each other whenever we need, not need, but, you know, whenever I feel like I would like to talk, can that happen in a natural way where it's not like glomming on and it's not like a desperation, but more like, hey,
I value your opinion. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm going to do exactly what you're telling me. I really like your opinion. It's always full of wisdom.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't need, who wouldn't like to have somebody in their life where they just kind of feel like somebody actually cares? Yeah. Some of us feel pretty alone.
It's like they're in shell shock. Like they don't, you know, because they're so used to being used. They don't, you just want to sit here with me? Like, what? Like one time we talked about like no talk time. You know, like we were walking somewhere and all of a sudden the conversation stopped. He's like, he felt like, oh, that's not a good thing. I'm like, no, that means we're very comfortable and we don't have to fill it with dialogue. We can just be.
I was hanging out with a friend by the lake today, and we were just talking for hours on like just laying on blankets, just chatting and chatting. And she's a real talker. And at one point, I was just looking up at this tree above me and listening to her, but just really kind of zoning out on the tree a bit too. And then it just got silent. And like a minute or two goes by, and then she says, "Are you okay with me not talking right now?" And I just laughed, and I said, "That's really sweet that you asked that." You know, people would normally just get really uncomfortable with it. And I said, honestly, I could stare at this tree for an hour and just be amazed by it and listen to the rustling through those leaves and watch the sun sparkle through those leaves. I could get lost in that forever. So I told her I don't mind at all. I just want to just be quiet. You know, if you feel like just being quiet for a minute, let's do that, you know? So there's It's just, being with another person who cares and just being in their presence it can be the world.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And you don't get that with everybody. You don't get that with everybody. So when you get it, it's just music.
Yeah. And can you be that way with somebody? You're right. Because if you're hanging out with the karmic, they're going to be wanting to boss you around and tell you what to do and tell you that you're doing something wrong. So it's like,
exactly.
If you find that person you're going to hang out with and do nothing with, and it just feels really good, then you got a good thing.
Okay, so my question. Okay, so I've been teaching for 36 years. June, I will retire. So I've been opening my mind to what next. I'm a creative person. I love when my creative juices flow. I don't want a career. I want something that brings me joy. I want some money from it because, it's all on me. Everything I have is me. And so I'm just opening myself to the universe, and I'm saying, inspire me, and I have some thoughts about certain things. And I feel like because I'm a teacher and we plan, I get a little panicky, like, okay, universe, I've been thinking about this now for a couple of years, but now that I know my last year is beginning, it's scary, and I know that stifles creativity, so I don't want that to happen. But can you ask the universe, can you ask my guides, the angels, for a direction to start me pointing in? I don't know. And I don't want to be stressed about that. I want them to guide me. I want to do what makes them happy too,
Okay, so they want you to do an affirmation first, and that's like be able to, like any spare moment you have, just say thank you so much for all the incredible lucrative opportunities coming to me now.
Okay.
That's first and foremost. And you can say that in whichever way you feel like saying that. I feel like I've won the lottery in every area of my life. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I love that everything that I do, draws in passionate new opportunities for me. I love that effortlessly I get invited to participate in incredible projects that benefit everybody involved. Whatever you want to say, something that makes your heart sing and makes you feel like abundance is coming in all forms. So that was the first thing, but let me see. Hang on a minute. I'm going to ask them something about your life purpose. I see gardening. I see animals being involved. I see writing. I see reading. I see a man. I see sunsets with a garden. If you don't live in a house with a garden, you might be moving to a house with a garden, and the garden is really big and really beautiful.
I love my garden. I get compliments on my garden. I wish I could show you my garden, and I love my house. It's an old house. And
send me pictures.
Oh, I wish I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to do that. But I did.
What about email?
I have been thinking. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
To the address you said? Okay.
Yeah, Amy's for real. Okay.
Oh, okay. And my story, too, because it's a good one.
Awesome. Okay.
Because I thought about a children's picture book and
there you go.
Character. I have a character's name already picked out, which is Zephyr. And she or he, I don't know, blows in. And I want to pull something that I've been learning through this journey, being good and so
I feel like it has something to do with stopping and smelling the roses and appreciating right where you're at without needing more.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I see him looking down. I see him looking down at his shoes and like seeing a little slug, talking to the slug for a minute. Just like the little things that people would just normally just walk on by a ladybug on a flower, but he stops and sees ladybug, and that he might be so enthralled in the moment that he's not even aware of responsibilities and all of that, you know? It feels
Mhm.
wondrous. It feels, I get the word wondrous. Like he's in a state of wonder and he's blessed. Things just work out really beautifully for him.
Okay. Cool. I like that. And I can do
Oh,
this?
and
They're
fairies.
telling me I can do this?
Yeah, and I feel fairies are involved too.
Okay. Well, that's
Whether
not
he
in my
knows
garden
about
all
it
the
or not.
time.
Do what?
One time you were talking about if you're in your garden a lot and you're outside a lot, then fairies are around you. And if you're here and you're there, then then unicorns are around you. So I spend a lot of time in my garden with my flowers.
And your unicorns and your leprechauns.
Yes.
Oh,
all of our
great.
friends.
Yes. So,
Okay.
all right.
So do I ask for a blessing on this to help me
Sure.
get past my fear, to just, I have a notebook. I'm starting to write things down. Okay.
Okay. Hang on. Haimo konsa la keshan sanine ipugo. Halahihi sena ema akai shansan. Alakapo moko salakiri mboko. I feel like one of the most important things for you to do is not compare yourself to other authors. Just totally to the beat of your own drum. Find an artist if you're not the artist and kind of depict the feel of it and just, write from your heart as if you know Zephyr.
Okay.
As if you know him intimately well and you're like in his head, living, seeing from his eyes and living from his space.
Okay.
And just help people just paint the picture of, of his beautiful world. And if you want to have a private session, we can explore it even further.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, because
Cool.
I just I want to be creative. Money would be nice, because I always am afraid to ask for that because I've always had enough. But you're saying don't be afraid to ask for that. So I'm like, yeah, she's right. Whatever I need, they'll give me as long as I ask. But if I don't ask, so okay. Thank you so much.
Right.
You're so wonderful.
Right. Thank you. And the more money that's put into the hands of light workers, the better our world's going to be because those light workers will go do wonderful things with that money. So.
Yes. Yep. I believe that
All right.
too. Well, thank you, my dear. Have a great
You're
night.
welcome. Thank
Many
you.
blessings
You too.
on you and continued healing.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm going to go email you right now.
Okay, cool. Can't wait
Have a
to
good
see
day.
it.
Okay.
Hey, it's been
Bye.
1 hour and 11 minutes.
Ooh, I think I might go text my man.
Good idea. Bye.
Have a good night. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, girl.
Amy. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you where you're from, but it's so funny because I just recognized your area code. And I used to live there. That's so cool.
No. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I used to live in Southern California. And so that's why I have a Southern California area code,
So
although I'm not originally from there. I'm from Canada.
That's funny because, whenever I call people, it's so funny when I call people, they say it's a Texas number. They don't pick it up sometimes. And that's because I once lived in Texas. Nowadays, you can't tell where somebody lives from their phone. But yeah, I used to live in Simi Valley. I've lived in a lot of places in Southern California. So Simi Valley is definitely 805.
That's beautiful. It's
cool.
nice there. I miss Southern California.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk to you. I wanted your advice. So you and I have chatted recently, and I've kind of updated you on my situation where my twin and I, after a couple of years of separation, have now gotten back in communication, and it feels like this sort of reintegration phase where we're just slowly starting to like warm up to each other again, and it's been really nice. One thing that I've been trying to as we sort of reintegrate and start communicating again with each other, I've been trying to stay centered, because before, when we were in separation, I had gotten to this place where I was kind of, looking at things from a higher perspective, from a 5D perspective. I was really centered. I was really stable. And now I'm like wobbling again, and it's hard to stay in that higher perspective state, because like, oh my gosh, like we're talking again, what's happening? Is it going to turn into a relationship? Like all these things come in. So I'm trying to stay really centered.
Okay.
I wanted to get your thoughts on, one, just a general read on his energy and where he's at. And then I had a couple of specific guidance questions as well, too.
Okay. So some of you who got on the show a little bit later, I'm setting a boundary tonight to not spy on the twin flames and to not give any kind of like dates unless you do like a personal reading, but not on the show anymore. Mm-hmm. So what's the guidance that you wanted me to look into? Let's look at that.
Okay. So I was trying to determine whether, one thing I've been trying to balance in this phase is how much to just give him space, because we are sort of like, we're in communication, but we're also sort of processing how to reintegrate. So I'm trying to determine at this point in time if I should focus more on giving him space, or if it could be beneficial to kind of reach out just to sort of show that the door is open.
Okay. Hang on a minute. I feel like humor is going to go far with him.
Okay.
Just lighthearted humor. I could see you like doing little winks, or hey, I just passed by this store and it made me think of you for this reason. You like something kind of cute, happy, funny. Because what I'm seeing is him checking his cell phone and just smirking or smiling, being like, "Oh my God, I remember that. I remember that." And it making him feel really good. So just little bits of encouragement here and there, but very light, very quick, very brief. It's kind of like, do what feels natural too. So if you feel like, if an invitation comes up, like if you find something is coming into town and you think it'd be fun, like you can invite him and just be like, "Did you know so-and-so's coming to town? Wouldn't that be fun? Do you want to go?"
Right. So no need to sort of completely, like, I guess I was hesitating and thinking,
can you
just completely yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Will you please share with our callers and listeners what you did? I mean, I was so proud of you when you guys were beating around the bush that last time you guys met or talked.
Yeah.
Big time. You guys were avoiding the elephant in the room big time. And how did you deal with that? You wanted to, it was like he would say anything but what you guys wanted to address, which, where are we at and what are we doing? Can you help others that might be coming into that situation soon, like how to get around that awkward place of, just describe them to them, like what you went through, if you could, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got back in touch after almost a year and a half of not seeing each other, not being in contact, and we got in touch just online, some messaging, and he suggested, let's get together. So I was really excited, and I said, yes, let's get together, let's catch up, and we spent an afternoon together, and it was really lovely. And I was thinking, well, I'm sure he'll bring something up about just a heart-to-heart of like, hey, here's what happened, sorry about what happened, or let's just put the past behind us, or just some acknowledgement of the past. He didn't bring it up. We had a wonderful time, and I'm grateful for that, but he didn't bring it up. So I was really confused. But he did say, it was nice hanging out, let's do this again. So then we planned a second time to get together, and I thought, okay, well, this is nice. Maybe he was just a little bit nervous bringing it up. We'll address it the next time. So then we went out again the next time, also spent just a casual afternoon hanging out. We talked about all sorts of wonderful things. And then at the end of the afternoon, he said, okay, well, I should head out. And I thought, oh my gosh, like now we've spent another afternoon together and we're still not addressing the elephant in the room. And this is A, ridiculous because we need to in order to move forward, and B, it just felt really awkward. And I thought, how can I genuinely enjoy reconnecting with this person when we have this giant, awkward, unaddressed thing. So I think intuitively it felt like, let me just bring it up. And I tried to just be really warm and open and kind of connect with him in that way so as not to freak him out. But I just said, hey, I know you have to go, but before you go, can I just ask you something? Because, I've had a really great time reconnecting with you and hanging out with you, but I don't want there to be an elephant in the room between us. And I just said, and he looked so terrified because I think he was just like, oh my God, what is she going to say? And I felt so bad. But I was just like, look, I was just wondering, like, what happened between us? And then he was like, and then he opened up, and then we talked about it. And then I asked him, what was your intention in reconnecting? Like, what do you want? What is this? Like, what do we want to do here? And I'm glad it opened him up. And then he said, you know what, I'm sorry about the past, and I would love to just, if you don't mind, just casually like this, in this way, just continue hanging out. And I think he wanted to sort of slowly warm things up. And I was like, yep, that's cool. I'm just happy we talked about it. So it was helpful.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so what was the question that you wanted to ask? And then I got to get to some other callers.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Amy. I think that was one question I had, which was just, should I keep reaching out? And thank you. And the other question I had was, is there any general guidance for me from Spirit as to how to best navigate this kind of reconnecting phase?
Yeah. Hang on. They said don't fear that he's going to slip away. I really doubt he would go date anybody else right now. So don't let the insecurities come in. Just if you feel like it's been too long, then just nudge him a little bit, and he may feel like oh, I bet she's dating someone, or I bet he's probably afraid to address some of these things too, and he might be like, maybe she resents what I did. Maybe she, their heads can play with them too.
Right.
So just try to treat it like a normal relationship.
Okay. Sounds good.
If somebody hasn't reached out to you in a week, that's probably too long. It's like, especially if you guys were, having these great talks and everything, you could even just be like, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to do a quick light language blessing just to help us? Because there's still like a little bit of triggering and a little bit of wobbliness as we navigate this phase, and just to help with that.
Sure. Hai mo konsai lakriti asisi kampumpun halakritin sana o mocha sela arki amo mo kaiya ansan sela krepi usona ponchans halakritin sana ilakripin dokoi. It just feels like I was right. Like he's a little bit reluctant, just a little insecure and kind of feeling unworthy of even being forgiven, really. It's like I deserve to be punished for what I did. So, yeah. So just, I would say something friendly, maybe invite him to something or something like that, or something flirty, or I don't know, something not too scary.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Amy. That's really helpful, and it was really lovely to chat with you as always.
You too. Do we have an appointment probably sometime soon, right?
Yeah, we do. I have to just double check the timing, but I'm looking forward to our appointment.
Me too. I always do.
Me too.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. Hello?
Hi, Amy. It's Callie.
Hey. You have an update from last week?
Sort of. So, yeah, we had our phone call last Wednesday, and I told you that I was going camping, and you said that you, for him, saw a bus, and I was like, oh, is he going camping? And you were like, yeah, I think he is, and that you might see each other this weekend. And no, he was not invited.
He wasn't even invited?
Well, I mean, like, I said that there were a couple mutual friends that were going, so, like, oh, maybe one of them invited him. So, like, no, that was just, I guess, wishful thinking on my part.
So he didn't even show up at all?
No, like,
Wow.
I don't know. I just thought maybe, like, a bus meant camping, and so, I don't know. So, yeah, I was kind of wondering what the bus was about, and I came up with 3 options. Option 1 had to do either with a very, very, very specific project that actually has to do with the bus, and that's work-related. 2 would either... Oh, it's that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, so I know what the bus is about now.
There is energy, though. There is energy of him coming in to talk to you soon.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
That's still there.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I've been feeling that, and I've been very, well, I was going to say level about it. It's like come in waves where I'll be like really good, and then I'll feel anxious about it, and I don't know if that's him coming in, like his anxiety, because this isn't, like, I sent it with the hope that he'll respond, but like 0 expectation, because I didn't ask him any questions. I just said, like, hey, I was thinking about you recently, and I hope you're doing well, and that's it. So I, again, sent it because I was just like, I need him to know that, and he can do whatever he wants with it. Like, it's out of my hands. So, well, that's really cool that he is going to come in hopefully sometime soon. But I did want to ask, so since I was camping this weekend, okay, so a previous caller tonight asked you how intuitive she was, and I was wondering what that percentage is for me, first of all.
Okay, and by the way, the time that you've been on is 1 hour and 11 minutes now. That's funny.
Oh.
There was another caller that was at 1 hour and 11 minutes when we hung up. Okay, so where is she at? 64.
Okay,
Some of it is a channeled message you're supposed to be putting in a book. You got to be writing those things down. You got to be putting, making notes. You're going to be putting it all together.
When I'm receiving something, I need to write it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and since I was camping this weekend and I was like within like around a lot of trees and everything, I was getting a lot of ringing in my right ear, and I was wondering if that was like elementals or like spirits or like what was happening this weekend. Why was I getting so much ringing in my ear?
Cool. Well, yes. You can figure out whatever code you want with your spirit guides, but typically I use my right ear for anything that's kind of earthy, like elementals or people who've died, like past spirits or, pretty much elementals and past spirits. On the left-hand side, if my ear is ringing, it's an angel or an extraterrestrial that's of a high vibration. I don't have anything low vibration that comes in, but yeah.
And then you said that, like, when that happens, then you just kind of have to ask, like, who is it?
Yeah, you pretty much just kind of, like, answer the phone. You're just like, hang on a second, I'm getting a call. And then you'll say, hello? Who is this? Or you can guess, you can, I'll say, when I was first starting out, I'd say something like, is this Gabriel? Is this Haniel? Is this Michael? And then when I would guess it, the ringing would stop. So that's how I would know.
Oh, interesting.
And then I started to get to know their tones and kind of how they felt when they would come in. The tones would sound different every time. Sometimes it was like more of like a beeping. It was like, so I started to figure out what everybody sounds like. And they also figured out how to quickly give me their name so that I didn't have to ask. It would just like flash in front of me and be like Gabriel or Michael or that type of thing. So you just get used to each other. You get used to them, they get used to you, and then it goes faster. And so I pretty much have gotten to the point where when I'll hear the ringing on the right ear and I'll be like, so-and-so. and then I'll listen for the message of what they're trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I just have two other questions. So I missed the beginning of the call, but you said that you're not sawing on the masculines, and I'm not asking for like a date or anything, but I was wondering if he does have any message for me, if there's anything he would.
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, I'll do that. Wow. Aw. He said something about how you're still his baby. And he's treating it like a little baby in his arms, like tender and sweet. Like he just really treasures you very, very, very tenderly.
Oh.
You're still my baby.
Okay.
And he's also, he put his finger up to his lips like shh. And then now he just pointed to you.
Okay.
So
no surprise. All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Very sweet energy. Very, very sweet. But he just wants you to just quiet your heart, quiet your mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Okay. So then my very last question, and this can be about anything at all, just what would my guides like to share with me?
Okay. Research, something about researching. They want you to study and research something. I think it has to do with your starseed family, or like wherever these downloads are coming from. They want you to look into who these beings are that are trying to talk to you and start to get a more direct, know who your star family is, and you can start saying, hey, I'd like to sit down for an hour and just like write whatever you guys have to tell me down. Like start having more direct communication with them and know who they are to you.
I've been opening my Akashic records. I don't know if that is what you're tapping into. Okay.
It kind of seems like you might be doing like an extraterrestrial channel book. Like there is a book called Call to the Lightworkers. It's Call to the Lightworkers by Rhea Powers. I mean, there's a number of these channeled books out there that you can kind of take a look at, but or it may even just be for your own purposes. It could be that you might share it with a small group of people or something like that too. But it's information that needs to get out, and it's from the star planet you're from. So most human beings have been combined, and maybe a little confined. No, we've been combined with extraterrestrial blood somewhere in our lines too. So a lot of us are combinations, and it's just kind of helping the planet evolve faster. And it's more like on a cellular level. It's not like aliens are having sex with people or crazy stuff, but it's kind of like our DNA has been kind of shaped and molded to help with the ascension of the planet and the new Earth and stuff. So, some messages are just trying to come through, and they want you to know who your family is. Like, so I'm from Sirius, but I speak Lemurian. So it's kind of interesting. And my star family came to me once to introduce themselves through another person, but you can learn how to do it yourself too.
Well, I was wondering, because I know that technically, like, the angelic realm, I mean, angels are extraterrestrials, and I feel a connection to that realm, but I don't know if it's the same thing, like starseeds and angels, like.
Yeah. And maybe ask them, here, this will be fun. Ask them, tell them you're going to go into a bookstore in the extraterrestrial section, like a metaphysical bookstore or something, and just be like, I'm going to walk in this bookstore, and I'm going to go in that section, and I'm going to close my eyes and twirl around. And when I open instinctively or intuitively point with your eyes closed, like just point to a book and ask them, where's the book? And then you keep your eyes closed, and then open your eyes and look at what that book is talking about, what kind of aliens that book is talking about, and let them tell them that's how you want your confirmation. Something like that might be kind of fun.
So can you be part of, like, from the angelic realm, but also part of, like, the theory and star seeds?
Oh,
or?
totally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an Earth Angel also, so I don't know how all that works, but or what the labels are, but it just seems like there's an extraterrestrial family of beings that consider you family that would like to more directly talk to you.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. I did not foresee that.
Surprise. You never know what you're going to get when you call me.
So, okay. Well, thank you so much for your guidance tonight, Amy. I will keep you updated at some point.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Pam, you're going to laugh, but you just hit the 1 hour and 11 minute too. Did you see that?
No.
I don't. Yeah, you probably can't see it on your end.
No.
I was like, are you kidding me? That's the third time I've seen 111 like that. Okay.
Oh, see, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Please tell me good news. Tell me good news.
Yes. You can hear it in my voice. So there's two things that is going on with myself and what happened. Number one, I take what you give me in your wisdom and value it highly. And I wanted to incorporate your wisdom along with listening to my soul. And my soul, for whatever reason, just would not allow me to allow him back in yet. And I texted and said, you know, I love you, but you've got to do what you've got to do, and you're going to be with this karmic for the rest of your life. You're going to grow old with her, basically, and I've got to let that go. And
good for you.
And yeah. Well, here's the turn of events. So, and I think this is what my soul needed, Amy, because in that I got a response, and I think it's what I needed to hear, and it was that he said he had very strong feelings of love for me, and that hasn't changed. And of course, he said he couldn't give me what I needed, that word need, and it hurts both of us. Okay, so, and there was other things said, and then it was like and then he sent me a picture of the births of his grandchild. And so it just, I said, can we get together and talk? And he answered immediately. He didn't dink around, and he said yes. And so my question for you, well, I have like 3 questions. Number one, what are my angels or my higher self saying in that? And then number 2, what is my divine masculine wanting to say to me? And then 3, when we get together, I would love some advice.
Okay, so you haven't gotten together with him yet?
No.
Okay. So ask the first question again.
I know. So what are my angels or my higher self, either or, saying, you know, to me, that I had such a wall.
That you had such a wall with him?
Yeah, because I finally let it down.
I don't understand the question. Hang on, though. Let me feel into what you're saying. Hang on.
Okay.
Well, really, it's like you had nothing to do with any of it. It was your guidance. You were just listening to your guidance. They were kind of coaching you through. One minute you needed to have a wall up, and the next minute you had to let it down. So you're listening to your intuition. Tonight's about listening to your intuition.
Definitely, isn't it? And then number 2, can you read into him?
I feel him I feel him like he looks like a teenager getting ready to go on a date, like he doesn't know what he's doing and he's all excited and he's like all puffed up and proud of himself and excited and worried, and he doesn't want to lose you, but he doesn't want to leave you hanging on. So he's kind of in a tough spot, but he loves you so much and really does want to be with you the rest of his life. But I think that you guys, it's going to be a good talk, and I would listen to this again if you didn't hear that caller earlier that talked about how she was like, let's address the elephant in the room. Like, what do you see? How do you see this? Because we need to be together. Obviously, we love each other so much. So how could this work out? How do you foresee this happening? How do you see this working out for us? How could we work it out to where it's a win-win for everybody involved? That's how I would address it.
All right. Perfect.
You know, this is you could tell them this is the kind of love you don't find every day. And you don't just dismiss or throw away. And if you're feeling worthiness issues, then you just best get over it and let's just figure out what to do. Let's work as a team to figure out what the hell to do, because we need to make this happen. And I know you've got to be losing sleep over it, and you can't get me off your mind either. I just know that that's this kind of love we have. So what do we do?
Okay. All right. Can I ask one more question? Hone in on a past life. What do we share in a past life that would be of great significance to use as a tool today?
Good question. Let me do a light language blessing for you, and we'll see what comes up.
Thanks.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Asiki mo bokon halikiti sana keela hehe imoko ajakidza napokona alikiritin sinopo mokai. I feel like he felt responsible for actually you being involved in his life somehow got you killed. Your love for him got you killed. So there's a need or a desire, and maybe, no, that happened once, but it was like profoundly upsetting to him to where he's like wanted to keep you at a distance.
Wow.
So let me continue for a second. Hang on. It's like he feels like he's punishing himself and he needs to live in his own suffering. He feels like he doesn't deserve to just be happy and free like what you would provide for him. So it's just like he turned into like a martyr after you got killed. It had something to do with a big boulder, like a huge rock that fell on you or something. You were on your way to go see him. He finally said he'd be with you or something. And some big freak accident happened, like some huge boulder came tumbling down a mountain. And he was like, well, that's my lot in life. My life just sucks. And anybody who tries to get close to me, their life is going to get ruined too. So I'm just going to keep everybody at a distance. So let me talk to him for a minute. I asked him to drop the story completely, and he was actually willing to. He was just like, good point. I don't know what point I made to him, because when I'm talking that language, my higher self is the one talking. But I said something, and he was like, good point. And I was just like, can we just drop the story? Can we just like let it be what it is today, for what, just express your feelings to each other and just let it be what it is, like not bring our history into it, but just kind of let it be fresh, And he was like, yeah. I said, just kind of have fun together, just kind of share your hearts. And he's like, yeah. So.
Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just felt a shift in my own body when you did that.
Yay. When are you going to meet with him?
Not this week, probably the week after, at least I hope. So there you go.
Awesome. Let me know.
I know. We haven't.
Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on my WhatsApp?
No, I should.
Okay, well, text me.
Okay, text and then it'll.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just say, hey, we met for dinner tonight or whatever, and it just went great, or whatever you want to say.
Okay, I will.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited
Okay.
too. I'm very excited. Okay. Thanks, Amy. Love you.
You're
Take
welcome.
care.
I love you
Okay,
too. Have
bye.
a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa. Hello?
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I came and saw you like 3 weeks ago. and my name is Carrie.
Okay.
And I guess I just wanted to follow up with you. You had mentioned like writing this guy that I came to see you. I initially came and said I need an exorcism, and you came back saying that he's this great love of my life, you know. And I didn't work up the courage to write him, and I guess I'm calling to say, is that still the advice on the table as far as dealing with these, you know, situations where it seems like it's just driving you crazy and it's making me question my own mental balance? And I'm wanting, again, coming to you for help or resolution with that, and wondering if there was somebody better, that maybe this isn't a good situation for myself. I didn't really ask that when I met you.
Okay. That's a good question. They're definitely saying somebody new is coming through. But let me see who would be better for you. Well, they said just by what you just said, with it, you know, playing with your head and all that stuff, the first thing you need to do is work on your mental balance, work on the way that you see things, the way that you're able to emotionally support yourself, because if you are allowing your circumstances, what's happening or not happening in your circumstances, to dictate how you feel on the inside and dictate whether you're happy or you're miserable or you feel like you're crazy, then you're not going to be able to have a healthy relationship either. So you got to get to a point where you can fill your mind.
Pop up in my dreams and in my thoughts.
Well, that's, you know, you can treat that quite seriously and let your head spin out. Or you can say, looks like I'm being pointed to that person. How beautiful is that? And like, let it make your day, but do nothing about it. Do you know what I mean? If something's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Okay.
So, I mean, there have been times when I've dreamt about certain guys, and I'm just like, well, that's beautiful. Wouldn't that be lovely if that happened, you know? And then I just kind of ponder and smile and see lots of synchronicities, and then I might dream of a different guy, and then it's like there are all these different options for us, but we'll see what shows up. We'll see, you know, who comes forward and in which manner they come forward, how sincere they are, how kind they are, you know, how real they are, if they're showing up, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like I put myself out there and I don't see anybody showing up.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on that you don't see. So it's very, very common that these divine feminines have a lot of suitors that they're not even aware of. And sometimes those suitors come out of the woodworks. So don't be surprised if all of a sudden you have more options than you know what to do with. But in the meantime, though, your job is to really be the queen that you are and be in a receptive, relaxed state, trusting life, knowing it's all going to work out right when it should. You know, focus on whatever you can control, whatever you can do something about now. Meditate on stilling your mind. Try to be in the moment throughout your day. Like, stay within your power and just do things that are fun and exciting for you. Fill your life with joy as much as you can without anybody needing to be there. And, you know, make plans for your future. Think about the book you want to write or the business you want to start, or daydream. I would be writing contracts, you know, like, this is what I want to see in my future, and just write it all out and sign and date it. Like, thank you, universe, for all these incredible things in all these different areas of my life. Post it on the fridge, you know, do all these things, like make a dream board even, or go try on a wedding dress. I've heard a lot of divine feminines right now are going and trying on wedding dresses, and I think that's a great idea. Only sleep on one side of the bed. Have 2 nightstands. Like get stuff set up with feng shui. Whatever you can do within your power.
That he saw marriage with me, and it's crickets. And and you mentioned writing a letter, which I was reluctant to, but I am open to it if I felt like it gave me or him some relief.
Well, the thing is that the unfortunate thing is so many times we are so impatient and we are results oriented, and that's what we need. We need to stop that.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if he calls you back. It doesn't matter if he loves you back. It doesn't matter if he marries you tomorrow or 5 years from now. Let it go. Let go. Yes, he wants to marry you. Does that mean he's going to ask you tomorrow? No. It might be 10 days from now. It might be 30. It might be 10 years. People can want to marry you for a really long time. I happen to know that at least 10 men want to marry me right now.
Well, you're a psychic, so that makes sense.
So
I don't want to be impatient. This was never a big priority for me until he popped up a couple years ago. Then I was always going to just make it in this life all by myself. And now I'm like, well, that would be great. And now I'm like, oh, well, now when I want it, it seems like such a challenge.
Well, just stop making it a struggle. Stop struggling with it. Just drop it. Just figure, I'm never going to be with anybody. Just drop it. Okay. Or maybe it'll be like a year or two when I'm flying high in my career and doing awesome, then he'll come in. But just drop it for your own mental stillness and for you getting on the right track. You really got to be in that receptive state. You got to really let go in a dramatic way and just almost not give a crap anymore at all, as best you can.
Okay.
And that's when they come.
I thought I was ready, but I will let it go.
Okay.
And thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Amy. It's Jen.
Hey, girl. What's up?
How are you?
Good. Oh, my gosh.
I am suffering from, I think this is ascension flu. I know I've gotten, as you know, I've gotten a new job that I'm starting this week, and I feel like I'm on my path.
Yeah.
But I'm getting sick, and I'm just kind of I have migraines, I have sinus pressure, and I know it's possibly an ascension flu symptom.
Dang, girl.
I'm wondering if I'm escalating a level or something.
Okay, hang on a second.
Because I'm hearing bells in the morning.
Ooh, bells, that's
and
fun.
ringing in the left ear, so you're saying that's an angel from one of the other callers?
Yeah. It's 50-50. Part of it is ascension symptoms, and part of it is just being sick. So it's like your body got triggered, and it's I know what this is, and it started getting sick. Sometimes our bodies get confused by what's happening to them. So let me do a light language blessing for you, and we'll try to clear out, we're going to try to clear the physical part out as quickly as possible and get any kind of message on the ascension part that we can.
Your healing ability.
Yeah, we haven't done that much with you.
Yeah, I know. I haven't. Yeah, I wanted to tap into your other skills.
Cool. Okay. So, Hamain Chansa Lakirepon, Halahisin Sansa Kela, Aisha Imuko Ponsana, Alakitin Sinsina, Hey Shakana Ariela Kraponsa, Hushukitsin, Hela Imekena. Ashikutanza elakripit. Hey inson son sana Alakiripuna. Hai lakiritsan. Ishasarapuna lakiritsan. You need to be in and near water as much as possible.
I'm drinking so much water. It's not even funny.
Good. Take a bath. Salt water would be good.
It's like 90 degrees here in London. I'm like, well, who the hell gets sick? Like a cold or whatever this is, 90-degree weather.
I don't know.
I'm taking showers every couple hours. I don't know how, like, it's just wild. This is like the rainy city.
So they also did like a reset on your brain. There was a part of your brain that was removed and replaced.
What?
An aspect of your brain. It was like they did some kind of surgery where they took, it's like, I don't know, I'm always talking about like essential resets, but this was kind of an essential reset of the brain and your neural pathways. And it has something to do with over worrying, worry. Are you starting that new job?
Tomorrow.
Awesome.
No, what day? I don't. Oh no, sorry, Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is.
Because we usually talk on Mondays. That's why you're thinking that.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Okay, so let me see. Oh no, we talk on Tuesdays, and so that would have been Wednesday. Never mind then. All right, hang on a minute. I said, what should she know? They were like, nothing. Like they were up to something. Nothing. They feel kind of playful. They said they're gonna give you some hints and clues in your dreams for the next 3 nights. So I would keep a notepad by your bed.
Okay.
You're in no harm whatsoever, and whatever's happening to you, it's positive. Hang on a second, I'm seeing something though. What is that? What?
I've never experienced this much like I can't even like get out of bed. Like I mean, like so much like like head pressure.
Yeah, no, well, that's what they worked on. Just so you know, when I work on something energetically, or any healer does, I work on it like here on the show. Like I don't know if did you watch when I worked on Daisy the dog? She had that tumor on her ear.
Yeah.
And her owner kept sending me pictures like every other day, and the tumor got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and totally went away. She didn't even have to have surgery. But energy is first corrected on the energetic level, and then it starts to appear in the physical. So you're going to, whatever the head pressure thing is, you should fairly, within about 3 hours, you're going to feel a lot less pressure. All of that's going to be going down substantially in about 3 hours. And it's going to continue to go down from here.
Because you're removing brain part,
Yeah. So just let go of the story of what you've been believing, about what's going on right now. Just let it all go and just let it all fall away, because there's something new coming through into your experience. Oh, this is having to do with your new job. They were getting you ready for your new job.
So this is like because of all the negatives from my old jobs, and I'm moving into my purpose for job.
Yep.
They kind of cleared everything out.
Yep, you just got rewired for a new experience. Yeah, for a new experience with your new job.
Well, that's
they
positive.
Even knew you're going to be calling me like a couple days before you start your job. They're smart that way.
Of course.
Okay, so
can I ask another question?
Yeah, but hurry, because I got to go. I was supposed to be over the podcast like a half hour ago.
Okay. So, just a light language blessing for me and my twin. Then I'm done.
Okay. Haima ama ika sitina lakripits. Oh, interesting. I just saw. I don't know. I don't remember what they call it. But hands being tied together.
Shackle?
Like a hand. No, like a hand. Like a hand wrapping. It was like a ribbon was wrapped around your hand. I don't know what it's called. But I just saw like she was willing to do that with you right now. It was like you guys were committing to each other somehow on another level, from another life. Hang on a minute. Shikin sa ina poroka isa. Salakipu in the bucket and sala. Oh, she just kissed you. She just kissed you. Okay.
I heard she just kicked you.
She did. I put Shuna and
kicked.
saying oh, ha 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 ha. Kicked you? She just kicked
That's
you?
what I heard. Same thing, I guess.
It just feels like, she's wanting to convey to you that there's more of a softness and affection right now towards you. That's how she's feeling. So,
that's sweet.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I will talk to you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Bye. I just want to thank you guys so much for participating, for all of those of you who are calling and sharing your experiences. I know that that's a little vulnerable, calling on a program like this. But it really, each of us going through whatever we're going through and sharing it with one another is so beneficial. And so many people can relate to our stories. So it's a pretty neat experience. And remember, that I'm looking for twin flame stories, really extraordinary stories. If you have one, then you can email me at amysforreal@gmail.com, and that's a number 4. And I guess that's a wrap for today. So we'll catch you next time on the Satori Show.